The morning after I woke, I told my wife, why did I even do that? Honestly, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell happened. That phase of my life was brutal, no sugarcoating, and believe me, at that age I could have flattened that clown in round one, but instead, I sold my soul. Sure, you raked in $170 million from this fight. I made plenty too, the most money I've ever seen. 60 million households. Jake 250 million people. Bro, that's it, downhill from here. I peaked. So, how does the Jake Paul vs Anthony Joshua fight play out? I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it in the ring. Could Jake Paul have been a champion if he'd started earlier? Possible? Maybe not. The ending was already insane and locked in. Mike Tyson didn't just drop Jake Paul, he obliterated an illusion and quietly spilled the truth, picking a script over real blood. Boxing now looks staged in a way it can't undo. Unreal. To understand how we got here, except one thing. This wasn't a real fight. It was a slow betrayal that finally cracked when a real heavyweight touched a celebrity, and everything everyone pretended not to notice came crashing down. I told you, they made Mike Tyson retract a statement on Twitter, rewrite a post, delete another. I told you that fight was rigged. I told you. I don't care what Tyson says now, he had to do that to secure his money. He's still an investment for exhibitions, or I'm just a sideline watcher seeing Joshua absolutely dismantle Jake Paul. That wasn't pride or shock, it was recognition laced with regret, the kind that crawls down your spine when someone does what you should have stopped. Every inch of Tyson knew it. If you think it didn't hit him like a freight train, you're kidding yourself. Tyson could have ended Jake Paul anytime. Everyone in the arena knew it. Jake knew it too. That's why Joshua's knockout lands so hard. It proves the ceiling was always fake, while the danger was real. Once the truth slips out, no statement, rewrite, or PR spin can fix it. The second Joshua dropped Paul in round 5, timelines shattered. Every past fight suddenly feels heavier, and the audience rewinds silently asking the question no one wants to speak. Why didn't Tyson do it? Why not pull the trigger? Why did this feel different? And once that loop starts, it doesn't stop. Tyson once said on a podcast he doesn't want an exhibition against Floyd Mayweather, only real fights. Sure, he can't go up in weight, but he'll fight real at his weight. Jake Paul, right now, good for him, but when he meets a real fighter, it's going to be bad. People say mismatch, but that's soft. What we saw was exposure, gravity finally catching up after years. Joshua didn't rush, he hunted, and that's terrifying. A fighter this real takes time because he already knows the ending. Round by round, Jake felt it pressing, then the 6th round hit like a verdict, not just a punch, a statement that reality finally snapped back, and nothing in boxing will ever look the same again. Not just the punch, the meaning. That right hand didn't merely shatter a jaw, it shattered permission. The permission for this whole celebrity boxing experiment to keep pretending it was real. And the moment titanium plates enter the conversation, the laughter dies. Anyone still joking? They're either numb or lying. And Eddie Hearn's line about giving Jake his debut and AJ handing him his last fight? That wasn't hype. It was a closing statement. Promoters don't say things like that unless they know the door is slammed shut. And if you think Jake didn't hear that echo in his head, staring at hospital lights, you're missing the real image entirely. Eddie, let's follow up, because when this fight was first announced, you basically said it would end Jake Paul's career. After what you saw tonight, should Jake continue boxing? What's the future? Yeah, I take my hat off. But we have to see if it's a broken jaw. Those injuries are tough to come back from. But as AJ said, that last shot would have knocked out many heavyweights. And yes, he went down heavy, but he was conscious. I thought his game plan, though obviously defensive early, because it had to be, was smart at times. There were moments he held his feet and let his hands fly. It was always going to be one-sided. Joshua dismantling him is a harsh reminder. One guy follows the script, the other tears it apart, and history only remembers the bold moves, no matter how fat the paycheck. Call it conspiracy if you want, but Tyson admitted he doesn't even remember the fight and woke up wondering why he did it. That's not a satisfied champ, it's a man who knows he left something sacred in the ring. That kind of regret doesn't fade, it only grows louder. Joshua didn't need to say a word, his fists did all the talking. And the silence? That silence screamed the truth. Every fighter watching felt it in their gut, whether they admit it or not. Pain, but not from talking, it's physical, raw. Ask Jake about his jaw. 2 plates, he says. Feels like 4 titanium plates. How many do you have? 1. There's a darker truth no one wants to face because it threatens the whole business. If a single real heavyweight can wipe out years of hype in 6 rounds, how shaky was the entire scene? And if that makes you uneasy, good, someone, somewhere is scrambling right now. I don't remember much of the fight, I blanked out a little, but I do remember coming back from round 1, and the next day I remember Jake doing something at the ring, a little bow at the end. He bowed. That's the last thing I remember. But the day after the fight, right after I woke, I told my wife, why did I even do that? Honestly, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell is going on. So, what did you think of Jake's power in there? Watching Tyson see the broken jaw news had to sting. Biology doesn't lie, and marketing can't spin shattered bones. Seeing proof of what a real punch does forces you to face every moment you held back. And yeah, it's hard to believe unless regret is already eating him worse than he's showing. Here's a ticking thought. If Tyson now admits money-steered outcomes, how many other fights are about to get re-examined by the public? Boxing survives on belief, and right now that trust is bleeding fast. Another detail I can't shake, Joshua's calm. This guy didn't just fight, he executed a correction. Calm fighters are dangerous and honest, and this calm doesn't stop at one target, it spreads, reshaping everything in its path. Hoping after this Floyd Mayweather fight maybe we can have a rematch? He did well, but I want to try it again. Is that something you'd be interested in? Yes, I would. Replay the knockout, drop a sound bite, because this sudden silence feels staged. And when things go quiet like this, it usually means deals are being rewritten and stories buried. I don't trust it. Not for a second. This situation is still unfolding, and something uglier is on the horizon. When it finally breaks, it's going to make that knockout look like a warning shot. What keeps replaying in my head is how inevitable this all felt in hindsight, like the sport itself got tired of pretending and finally snapped back into reality. For years, the line between spectacle and competition was stretched so thin it begged to break, and Joshua just happened to be standing there when it finally did. I keep thinking about how confidence slowly tips into arrogance without anyone noticing the moment it crosses over. That's what doomed this whole thing. Not ambition, not money, but the belief that reality could be negotiated if you talked loud enough and built a big enough audience. Watching a narrative collapse live is unsettling because it exposes how much of what fans consume is trust-based.